Let's try that again. So I just walked in my house and today I've not even had a coffee yet. So I'm just going to prop you up while I make a coffee. And just give a second to see if anyone joins me. So, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, this video, I just headed it as if you want to earn anything from an extra £200 to £300 per month, then watch. If you're not looking for that and you're just looking for the extra income around whatever it is that you're doing, then obviously there's no need to watch this video. But if you are someone who are looking for those high earnings, then this is directed to you. And I did a slot on Success Day ages ago, and the title of it was The Reality of Success. And I find myself using that phrase time and time again, because 90% of people who come into the business won't realise how hard it is to get to that income. If you used to build a business in dog grooming, how hard would you work to build up that 2,000 to 3,000 income per month and profit after all that you have to pay out? And it's probably going to take you a lot of hours, whatever business, whether it's plumbing, whatever, to get yourself so £2,000 to £3,000, whether it's beauty, whether it's hairdressing, whatever, £2,000 to £3,000 per month or more. It's going to take a lot of effort, time, and grit, I'd say, as well. And it's not going to be hard. You're going to come across people who want your product or want your services and people who don't. You're going to get people who let you down. You're going to get people who are being negative. You're going to get... dealing with the public is hard work in general anyway. So I'm just going to move the camera away from the coffee machine because it's quite loud. And you've got to be in that headspace where... that phrase again, where you marry the process, ignore the outcome. And it is the outcome is obviously things over time that you want to be working towards. And I've got no eye makeup on, so I look really tired, but I'm not, I'm actually okay. And activity is what you're focusing on, and one of the things is being disciplined. Like, this business is down to discipline. We all know how to become millionaires, but we all don't do it, so why not? And the reason is because we all like, another example of that is we all know how to get a six-pack, train harder, eat better, but we don't do it. So the thing it comes down to is discipline. Are you disciplined towards your goals? Are you disciplined with your time? Are you disciplined with your activity? Do you get sidetracked? Do you... lots of things that I can list that. But one of the things that I come across today, and Bex is watching, hey Bex, I was on the phone to her and we have a night out planned at the end of Feb. And we're looking for a hotel, and she was like, I'd love the hotel, but I only get half an hour for my lunch and it takes time out messaging, so I'm not the person who's going to look for the hotel, someone else will have to do it. And I thought, you know what, that is so disciplined. And if you've only got those small pockets of time to do your business, sometimes you just fill it with mindless stuff, and before you know it, your time's gone. So I just thought, well done, good on you for saying that. And it's just treating your time with respect as well. She knows she hasn't got a lot of time, so she has to stay on point. She has to stay on focus and be doing the things that is going to build her business and not get sidetracked. Oh my God, I'm so looking forward to this coffee. My first one today. Like, I usually have about 3 when I wake up, but it's my first one. So that's the first one, discipline with your time. Discipline with your activity. How many of you say, like, I'm going to message 10 people a day, it'll take you 10 minutes. It might take you 20 minutes maximum. Everybody can find 20 minutes in their day to message people. However, some of us don't. We say that we're too busy and stuff because we're filling our time with stuff that doesn't need to be done sometimes as well. And I know for a fact, probably 99% of us will waste at least 20 minutes or more scrolling on Facebook, mindlessly scrolling, nothing that's going to benefit your business. So I know everybody can find an extra 20 minutes in the day if they're disciplined. If you're already being disciplined, fantastic, well done. If you're not, it's that word. And if you feel like you struggle discipline, it's something you have to work on. Go and listen to every YouTube video you can find. Go and find every single book. Go on Kindle, go on Amazon and just search discipline for books and audios and things. And how can you train yourself to be really disciplined? Because some days I do the activity when I don't really want to, and there could be other stuff that I could be getting on with, which would make my life feel better because my house is clean and all this lot. But sometimes it's not my priority. It might be my... Sometimes I think we'll lose sight long term. It might be a priority to get that washing in the machine now because we need to make sure that I've got time to do the ironing before the end of the night, get it dry and do the ironing before the end of the night. But that isn't a priority long term. Sometimes we look too short vision. It's like, oh, I need to do that. No, do this first, then do that, because long term you're going to suffer because you're going to look back and think, I've wasted all that time in my business and I'm not any further forward. So you've got to make sure you've got a long term vision. Like, this is the thing, the activity that you do first, then you do you fill your time up for all the rest of the stuff as well. So I remember being back in my business probably 4 weeks in. I looked like this, really, really tired. Because I was working 70 hours a week, and then I had travel time in between my 3 jobs on top of that. And then some sort of social life or doing my own workouts and stuff like that on top. Didn't really have a social life, but wanted to still try and get my gym in there. Played netball for 3 different teams as well. I actually sacrificed playing netball, even though it was something that I've done since little and I'm quite good at it. Not to blow my own trumpet. I played in quite high leagues and stuff. I had to give it up because I thought I'm never going to play for England. I can come back to it at a later point when I've built my business and got myself out of physio, and that is what I did. So as well as discipline, it's also sacrifice as well. What can you sacrifice? And I know for facts, again, every single person, not every person, but 99% of the people who are going to watch this video and say, oh yeah, I'd like to earn £2,000 to £3,000 a month, will be watching Love Island. Which is fine if you're watching Love Island, if you feel like you've spoken to enough people that day and haven't given that excuse over we've not got enough time. So I know it's just that I see it day in, day out. I see it in week and year, and I've done the business 6 years now, so I've seen a lot of people say, oh, I've not had a lot of time, but they've managed to watch their favourite programmes, they've managed to go out with their friends for tea, they've managed to make sure the house is sparkling, they've managed to have a 3-hour workout at the gym, they've this, that and the other. Do you know where I'm coming from? Or do you feel like I'm being really harsh? Because even if you do think I'm really being harsh, maybe that is what I need to be right now, because so many of you have so much potential to do way more than you're doing, whether it's in your own businesses outside Forever, whether it's your businesses within Forever, whether it's in just your life in general. Like, you guys have so much potential. It's what you do with it, and it's being focused on what it is that you want to do. Like, this business doesn't just happen. You have to work for it. You have to make sacrifice. You have to be disciplined. You have to be strong enough to take the no's, to take the days where you might go and do store, not one person turns up. You might have to take 50 million notes to the business presentation, but you have to get a babysitter to get there yourself and stuff like that, or take 3 different trams like Sam Schofield does. She sets off at 6 to get to the BP for 8, but she does it because she's leading a team. So do you make those sacrifices? If not, do you think, could I do more? Could I be more disciplined with time? Could I be more focused on the activity that I'm doing? Like, I just want to sometimes shake people. I'm like, oh my God, you have so much potential, but what you're doing right now, you need to step it up because you're missing out on time and activity that you could be fitting in what's really going to, over a good 12 months, going to explode your business, which is crazy. And I see it, and I see people doing the activity, and I see the results that they get. And then I see people who are inconsistent with it, and there's another word, consistency. And even though they've got all the potential in the world, it doesn't grow because they're just too inconsistent. So it's like, oh, I get so frustrated sometimes watching people, because I know what it's done for my life and what it's done for other people's life. And just if you kind of crack down on that discipline, consistency, focus, grit, to be able to take the negativity, like offer water off a duck's back, it's like you don't even know what's at the end of that road for you. It's some amazing, amazing things. So I'm going to leave it there. I've gone on a bit of a rampage, feeling super motivated at the minute. Motivation is another key word as well. Regardless whether you're motivated or not, you should be doing the activity. If you're motivated though, you will then attract more motivated people. You'll attract people who have this kind of aura around them where people want to be around them, and you find that it's more natural then to start bringing on team members and attracting customers. So having that kind of oomph about you as well, like people like to see that, people like to follow that and be inspired by people like that as well. But regardless if you feel motivated, it's doing the activity anyway. Okay, any questions at the minute for me, pop me a message or pop a comment on, or post in the comments anything that you vowed to do, like it's the beginning of February, a couple of days into Feb. Is anything that you feel like you need to work on right now? And then just make a bit of a vow in the comments on what you're going to change this month. I'm going to work on my consistency. I'm going to work on my discipline. I'm going to work on my mindset. I'm going to work on whatever it is. But yeah, I think I'll love you and leave you with that. I am going to do another video later on. I've just dropped the girls off at nursery, so this gives me a good 4 hours now to build my business and do what I need to do. So I am going to start looking at my pipeline, and I will come back in maybe an hour and I'll get, my whiteboards are at Lisa Prescott's house. So Lisa, I need to come and pick those up from you. So I can get it down on paper and I can turn my camera around so you can see what I'm doing and how I usually lay out my whiteboard. So I'll do that for you, and how to keep track of people and how to make sure that you've got a consistent amount of people going around that business cycle and a nice focus on something rather than focusing on the yes and the no's. For me, it's just a focus on filling this whiteboard, and it takes my mind away from anything else. As long as I keep this whiteboard full, then I feel good, and then I'll start to bring people into the business more quickly. So I'll come on and show you my pipeline soon, but hopefully that's just made you feel like, yeah, I need to do more. I have all the skills. I'm no different to Lauren, and she's made it happen, and Emma and Lisa and everyone else, like, they made it happen. I'm no different. The only thing I'm lacking is consistency or discipline or whatever it is that you guys need to work on. So make a pledge to yourself that you're going to make that change. And we were already 1 month out of the year gone, so we're down to 11. So we was at 12, we're down to 11, and before you know it, it'll be the end of the year. And you want to make sure that you're saying, like, I made this year like really successful. I made this year worth it. Okay, I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye.